What's up guys, and welcome to the 987.1 Porsche Cayman S. It's a car I used to own for about a year, and I've driven multiple examples, but we are here in Bavesh's 2006, and we're gonna drive it on this beautiful winding road here in Southern California. And the question I wanna answer today is, might this just be the best driving machine you can buy for $30,000? So a few specs about the car. It's powered by a 3.4 liter naturally aspirated flat six, 295 horsepower, around 250 pound-feet of torque. It weighs just under 3,000 pounds, mid-engine of course, 6-speed manual transmission, hydraulic steering. Even on paper, it just sounds like an absolute pure driving machine. The owner Bavesh has done a couple of mods to spruce it up, not just for daily driving, but also for track days. He has the Techart lowering springs with the original fixed dampers, and he's got some Sebro slotted rotors with Ferodo DS2500 pads, and we're on some Apex V601 tires. For reliability, he also has the LN Deep Sump with a baffle, and the really cool thing is he has a retrofitted PCCM, so we have CarPlay and Android Auto. All right, let's see how this thing drives. Oh, and last but not least, he has a cheapo $300 exhaust. All right, we're gonna put it into sport mode for enhanced throttle response. Gotta love a naturally aspirated flat six. Such good steering feel from this hydraulic rack. It was the first and only generation of Cayman to have a hydraulic steering rack. Both the 981 and 982 moved to EPS and lost a lot of feedback in the process. That being said though, this steering rack is very slow, so you do have to turn the wheel quite a lot. I mean, look at this, 90 degrees just for these corners. So there is a little bit of hand over hand action required, or at least shuffling on the wheel, but you can't argue with this level of feedback. Also, for $300, this exhaust sounds pretty damn good, doesn't it? Brake feel is decent. I wish there was a little bit more bite from these Ferodo DS2500 pads, but they've always been marketed as a dual duty pad. Now the reason these cars have come down in price so much, I mean 25 to 30 grand gets you a pretty clean example, is largely because of the engine reliability scares. IMS bearing, it's a buzzword that's been thrown around with these older Porsches for so long, and of course bore scoring as well. But to be honest, I think with some of the aftermarket solutions that have been developed, upgraded cooling, deep sump with a baffle, and obviously just doing frequent oil changes and not garage queening your car, if you do all those things, these cars are not taking time bombs, if you will. I've rarely seen these fail in the last few years. Most of the ones that I've seen fail were from several years back when people just didn't know how to prevent the engine issues. Nowadays, it's a lot better documented, and yet the prices still remain low. If you go up to a 987.2 Cayman S with the updated engine that no longer has these problems, you're looking at least a 30% increase in price. And frankly, I don't know if that's worth it. From a pure driving thrill standpoint, the 987.1 is fantastic. Such good mid-corner balance. The car just wants to pivot around its center point. Super well balanced car. Just love this power to weight ratio. It's just perfect. And it's not just the ratio, it's also the fact that the car weighs just under 3,000 pounds. most cars that weigh just under 3,000 pounds and have a ratio of no more than 10 pounds per horsepower, I found are always exciting to drive. Easy to heel toe. Love the floor mounted throttle pedal. And with the car in sport mode, it's just so easy to heel toe. Woo. Tires getting a little greasy here. These aren't the stickiest tires in the world, these V601s. First gear, why not? Taking a page out of Topher's book. This is driving pleasure at its finest. Second gear, 3,000 RPM. There's not a ton of torque down low, but at least it has a linear power band. Smooth inputs are the key to driving a Cayman fast. Being too abrupt with your steering or throttle or brake inputs can upset the balance of the car. This glorious mid-engine balance. But if you just roll into the throttle coming out of corners, give smooth steering inputs, which is actually quite easy given how slow this steering rack is. The car just behaves so well. Just a hint of understeer. That's because of these tires, I think. Also, the stock fixed dampers with Techart lowering springs feels really good. It still has plenty of compliance over the bumpy parts of this road, while also staying very flat through these corners. Oh yes, driving nirvana. This brings me back to my Cayman S, except mine was bone stock. It needed some suspension, brakes, and an exhaust to really stir the soul. And that's exactly what this example does with just these simple mods. And then you add the fact that it has PCCM coupled with the already excellent quality interior, and you have a pretty reasonable daily driver. You have a front and a rear trunk, don't forget. AC blows cold. Pretty roomy interior as well. The seats are highly adjustable. For $30,000, this is still one of the best cars, one of the most well-rounded cars you can buy. Sure, you can get an S2000, which might be a little bit more razor-edged, but you give up a lot of build quality and daily drivability with that car, and you could argue you can add a few $1,000s and get something like a SS1LE, but they're a lot heavier and just not as delicate, and definitely wouldn't do well on this type of road. And so that leaves the Cayman S. It's the sweet spot. It's so well-rounded. It's not too hardcore, but it's still analog and a ton of fun to drive. are squealing for dear life. Car. $30,000, 987.1 Cayman S. Just go out there and buy one right now. Just get a proper PPI done, throw some reliability mods on it, and you are in good shape. Got a great group of cars out here today. I gotta say, this has been one of my favorite, this lightly modded Cayman S. A big thank you to Bavesh for letting me drive this thing in the canyons. What other cars in the $30,000 price range can compete with this as something that you can drive every day and have a ton of fun with on a canyon road? Let me know what you think. See you guys in the next video.